Hi guys, so today we're going to get a little bit spicy in the kitchen. So there's so many conversations out there about how spices are not good. Like in all food forums in Kenya, you read, oh, I don't use spices, I use only natural things. Oh, I don't like chemicals in my food. Oh, I eat all natural. But who told you that spices are not natural? Who told you that, for example, what's it? Fish masala is not natural, or ground ginger is not natural. All spices are natural. Just because something is in its ground form does not mean it's not natural. So before we talk about why you should be having spices in your pantry, let's talk about what spices you should be having in your pantry. The basics, things that will just transform your plain beef stew into a beef masala, or your plain fish stew into a coconut fish masala. So what I always have in my pantry: garlic powder, ginger powder, and with this I know the fresh form is better, but just in case you don't have, this works just as well. Spanish paprika. This is not hot. I know it looks like a chili, but it's not hot. It's more of a powdered red hoho than a chili. Cayenne pepper. This is hot, so you can either have this or have chilies, like the ground chilies. I prefer this. I find the flavor a bit more intense than normal chili. Sorry. What else? Cloves. These are good for curries, and also if you're trying to make a masala, you can use this. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is good with tea, with curries, with baking, and it's also good if you're trying to make a spice blend. What else have I left out? Cumin. Again, very good for curries and also for stews and for rice. And you can also add it maybe to some vegetables if you're looking for a bit of an Indian kick to your food. Other than also having the ground spices, I sometimes also have the whole type. So this is what whole dried cumin looks like. Okay. Cinnamon. This is what a cinnamon roll looks like. And there are two different types of cinnamon. There's this type, and there's the other one that looks like a bark that's just straight. Experts say that this one is better in terms of health benefits than the other one, but they're both okay. The other thing I also like having is black pepper. So again, this is very good, especially with white sauces and pastas, and also if you're making rice, you can just add a dash of that, and also in your stews. Another thing that's good is ready-made spice blends. So like this is Dana Jira. This is a mixture of cumin and turmeric, and it's very good for roasts and also curries. Oops, you guys are making me all nervous. I saw yellow and assumed this was turmeric. No, Dana Jira is Dania and Jira. Jira is cumin. So this is a blend of cumin and Dania, dried and ground to make this beautiful aromatic spice. Pilau masala, we all know this. Like, even if you're just trying to make pilau njeri, at least if you throw this inside, it'll make your rice have a bit of flavor. Mixed spice, again, good with meat, good with baking. I don't think there's anything else. Okay, the other thing I also like having is beef cubes, which I use for mostly my greens. I rarely use this with stews, but with my skuma, my spinach, if I'm making kunde, I like adding a bit of this and this as well. Again, I usually use it with my veggies, but for both of these, you can use them with your stews if you wish. Now, so just like my, what are they called? My flours and maize and all that, I try and put my things in tiny containers for organizational purposes, and also just so that I don't have to keep going back into a big place where I put my spices. So this is cardamom, cloves. I think I should show you how these things look. So those are cloves, whole and dried.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.